Hello everyone, Election Watch Analysis here, and welcome to my Virginia governor race prediction. Here's my official prediction, and it'll be the final one, as the election, of course, is the day this video is being released on. So without further ado, let's get started. So, as you can see, I have my prediction for New Jersey, which is likely Democrat, and of course, we'll be making my prediction for Virginia now, and I'll go through my analysis of the election. If you do not know, the 2021 Virginia Gubernatorial election is between former Governor Terry McAuliffe and against businessman Glenn Youngkin. So McAuliffe is a very Hillary Clinton-style Democrat, rather centrist and moderate, while Youngkin is essentially more of a moderate Ron DeSantis. If you want more explanation on those terms, Terry McAuliffe is a centrist Democrat, while Glenn Youngkin is more of a moderate populist, with more appeal to the suburbs than most other Republicans in this time. This race was not thought to be close in the beginning, and I was really hesitant to even consider it competitive. McAuliffe started off with nearly a 7-point lead in polling, which eventually went to its highest point at nearly 8%, and has now narrowed up to Youngkin actually being the leader by about 1%. This is really surprising, as Joe Biden won the state by about 10% back in 2020, as you can see here, 10.1% exactly. And polling in Virginia actually underestimated Donald Trump by about 1 to 2 points, if I remember correctly, meaning that Youngkin could actually win by nearly 3 points if that polling and that estimate is exact, which I doubt it will be, as polling has been very off in recent election cycles. So right now I'm giving my prediction for this election. A lot of the key issues Republicans are doing very well on. Critical race theory has been a hot topic in this election, along with crime, immigration, and this race has become very nationalized. So a lot of issues such as social issues, Democrats are doing pretty well on, but a lot of key issues for especially suburban voters like crime, education, the border, Glenn Youngkin is actually leading on by some NBC's exit polls have shown Republicans leading by double digits. So currently the Republicans have the edge on several key issues. But now let's head over to my county map prediction. Right now, I believe the margin will be about 4 to 5% for Terry McAuliffe. I'm very hesitant to call this race for Glenn Youngkin, given Virginia's Democratic lean. I really don't think he can shift about 2 decades worth of the trending leftwards of the state. Virginia was once a safe R state and now is moved over to a likely D state. It is really unlikely Glenn Youngkin can switch that just because Biden has a negative approval rating. But I do think it'll be far closer than usual, and I think the margin will shift about 5 to 6 points to the right since 2020, and that's definitely a major development. So as you can see in my county map, I have a few interesting things to point out. For one thing, Glenn Youngkin does far better in the Nova area. Certain counties such as Fairfax, Loudoun, and the other surrounding Nova area in Northern Virginia, which are the DC suburbs, have moved down a rating. So some go down from like 60 to 70 to around 50 or 60. And that definitely will help Glenn Youngkin overall, as these are very populous areas. Another area that Glenn Youngkin will do far better in is Virginia Beach. I think he'll flip the county of Virginia Beach itself and the neighboring county of Chesapeake. These will definitely be some pretty big flips as they went to Joe Biden in 2020, but they still were pretty close given the national margin, so I think that in the end, Glenn Youngkin will be able to flip these narrowly. He'll also narrow up the margins in a lot of swing counties such as Montgomery, Prince Edward, and he'll also do better in places like around Roanoke, which is a little interesting area I like to share, and the Richmond area, another very populous area. In the end, I think Glenn Youngkin has a very good chance at winning, but I wouldn't call it great. I think Terry McAuliffe will win in the end, and I'm really hesitant to call anything for Glenn Youngkin, but I'm really willing to see a surprise coming. Honestly, I think that Glenn Youngkin could win, and this race might either be an upset, like Ohio's 11th district, which Nina Turner did not win as expected, or it could end up being overhyped, like the California recall, where it was thought to be likely Democrats were going to lose in California for the first time in a long time, but ended up being about 2 points to the right. So right now, I'm calling it in between. I think that Terry McAuliffe has run a very poor campaign, is a very subpar candidate against a good candidate like Glenn Youngkin, who probably would have beaten McAuliffe in his first run of governor back in 2013. But in the end, the state has shifted to the left. The national environment has definitely made this more favorable to Republicans, but in the end, I don't see a pathway to victory for them. So thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, subscribe for more content like this, and leave a comment telling me what your prediction is for this race. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time.